Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. Now this is an M44, the Tier 6 American SPG, and we're located on the south spawn of Murovanka. Now the commander of this vehicle is me. Yes, it's one of my games again. Game I played on the 21st of February, and I'm trying to get to my second mark. I'm actually just a short distance away from getting it now. So I was pushing as hard as I could to get that second mark up. And I'm pretty sure I'll have it in the next day or so. Anyway, we're headed off west into the trees at the back of the map. Meanwhile, our forces are going into the Magic Forest, and they're also moving up on the centre line. Now, I've found my spot. I'm going to fire from here. Okay, we've got plenty of targets to fire at, and I'm selecting an M4A3E8, but we lose sight of him just before I'm about ready to dial in, and I also lost sight of that tank there. But I fire around in anyway, just in case he was hiding behind that bush, but no joy. And then we see this Cromwell, and the Cromwell appears to have been tracked, so I'm dialing in, almost ready, marking my target, and rounds out. And I got a big hit there for 219 hit points, 3 critical hits. Now I have a quick look at the forest. You see a 5916 and a 12 ton, and 12 ton's almost wiped out. I don't think he'll last very long. I fire at the 5916, but don't get any joy on that. I thought that the those two tanks won't last very long anyway, simply because there's so many heavies coming up on them. But over at Heavy Alley, we've got a T29 round out, and I splash in front of him. 195. He's pulling back. I can see a T34 2G FT, and I'm ready, almost ready to go. Mark my target. He pulls back, and then he's wiped out. So I have to switch back. Now, lost sight of the T29. There is a Cromwell on the centre line. T29's moving forward. So, oh, there's the enemy T29. He's actually using the ridgeline. Round out, and it goes right over the top of his engine deck. Explodes behind him. Okay, still marking my target, going for that T29. But then I see the Rudy and the M4A3E8 that we fired at earlier, and the Rudy's been taken out. Unfortunately, my round goes out just as he's taken out, so that's a wasted shot. But I'm determined to get this M4A3E8 and mark the target. He's retreating behind that house, and I fire a round out anyway, and it splashes him for 103, and the VK2801's coming up, and I'm sure he'll finish it off. And he does. Okay, we've got a Type 64 over there, and I mark that target, fire around where I think he's going to be, and it actually was exactly where he was going to be, and I splash him for 157, and he's taken down. Okay, so we're now one tank up. Now I'm having a quick look because there's only one enemy Arty. It's a Hummel, and I see that T29 again, and the Hummel comes up, but I'm already focusing on the T29. Mark the target, line him up for a shot, rounds out, direct hit, 171 hit points, 3 critical hits. Unfortunately, the Hummel kills the VK with a shotgun, but he just sits there. Now I think he may have been tracked by the VK, but I'm ready to go, and I fire, and unfortunately the Hummel has just been taken out, and I get a bang, a twang as the round hits the Hummel. So I would have killed him for sure if he hadn't already been dead. And I'm going after this T29. This one is completely unharmed so far. Round out. It lands just in front of him, 253. The other T29 has actually retreated. He's engaging this T29, and I decide to invest in this fight to try and help the T29 beat him. Rounds out, and it hits him for 95 hit points and stuns him. And that encourages the T29 to come forward, but he gets a big hit as well, unfortunately. And I think he's getting those hits from the Hellcat as well. Rounds out on T29 again. Another big hit into the side, 166. The T29 is down to 140 hit points, and he's taken out by the SU-152, who's over to the west. So I'm loaded, ready to go. Rounds out on the T29, and I take him out this time. 127 hit points, so he's out the game. I've got the T28 HTC on my team coming up to the midpoint, and so I'm hoping I'll get a spot on that T29 very shortly. There he is, been sighted, and line him up for a shot. Rounds out, right into the side. I got a fire. It hit the engine bay, but he had an automatic fire extinguisher which went off, and so that saved him. So I didn't pick up much in the way of hit points from the fire, but I fire another round in and get another hit, 147. Leaves him on 66, and he's taken out by the T28 HTC. But this SU-152 is determined to take out the T28, and he comes in and he tries to derp, and he fails. And I'm lined up on the SU-152. I fire a round in, it lands to one side, saving the T28 from being stunned. But then I see this SU-100. And this is a big problem now, and I kept flipping to overhead view because of Wargaming's stupid battle assistant. Rounds out on the SU-100, and I take him out the game. 30 hit points, but it's still a kill. Right, the SU-152, I can see that he's backing there, but I think he's going to start moving forward. T-25-2 is spotting for us. There he is. He is moving forward. Rounds out. Goes over the top of him. That was a very bad shot. I misjudged exactly where he was going to be, and so I missed him, and the SU-152 took out the T-25-2. So I'm now trying to work out where he's going to be when I reload and fire a round in there. And unfortunately, I don't think that hit him or did anything. So it's just down to me and a Hellcat versus an SU-152 and a Hellcat. Now this is a bit of a worry. Now I anticipate he's going to come up onto that rise near that bush, because that will give him all-round visibility, and he would still remain in cover while he was doing that. And yes, he did exactly that. He came up onto the rise, and I tried to dial in, and there's Wargaming's stupid battle assistant does it again, and it tries to anticipate that I'm trying to fire over the ridgeline and lowers the aim, which makes it impossible for me to get a proper sighting, proper dial in. And I've got the same thing again on this at-152. Fire a round in, but I definitely get a hit that time. But it doesn't kill him. It's only 167 hit points. And the 152 is still coming, and I'm still reloading. I'm keeping dialed in, marked on the target. I've got a ridgeline there. It's causing me problems. I fire a round in, virtually point blank. Leaves him on 33 hit points. And then this Aslains mod comes up, and it's another mod that I absolutely hate, and I must take it off because all it does is confuse things. But the Hellcat saves me, shoots the SU-152 in the side after he took out the Hellcat, and we win the game. Now, that was the end of the battle. It was a very close run thing, but the good news is that I managed to get an ace tanker out of this one. I also picked up a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits, so I got 20 in that battle. And I picked up a Gore's medal for getting more damage exceeding 8 times the hit points of the vehicle. It actually says 8 now on that list. Damage caused should be at least 2,000 hit points. And I picked up the high caliber for dealing the most damage in the battle, at least 20% of the enemy hit points, at least over 1,000 hit points in total. And it was a win rate of 5059. Now, if we look at the team score, we can see that I managed to get 2,297 hit points of damage. So I got the highest score there. I didn't get the highest number of kills. That went to the T28 HTC. He got 3. I only got 2. So I shared second place. And when it came to base XP, I was highest with 1,155. The Hellcat managed to get 611 and 1,115 hit points of damage, but he got the 2 important kills right at the end of the battle, which helped us to win. He took out the enemy Hellcat, and he took out the Su-152, so credit should go to him for that. Now, detailed report. I fired 23 rounds. I got 10 direct hits, 10 penetrations, and 6 splash. Did damage of 2,297 hit points, of which 1,937 were more than 300 meters. I hit 7 of the enemy, but killed only 2 of them. I also did damage assistance of 430 hit points, and stun assistance of 612 of 14 stuns. On a premium account, I earned 49,197 credits. And after ammunition resupply, I still had 37,582 credits spare. I received 4 bonds, and I also received 1,732 XP, and I had a premium personal reserves bonus going as well, so I ended up with 3,465 experience points in total. So yes, I mean, that was a very intense battle towards the end, and I was absolutely certain that 152 was just going to line me up and dirt me straight away, which is why I was backing away at that time, and that's when that Aslains mod flipped in and created a huge hitbox. But I'm very grateful to that Hellcat driver, because he really did save my bacon at that moment, and it really did help, because I would have been gone for sure if that Hellcat hadn't been there. So thank you very much for the Hellcat driver, and that's Silly4. So thank you. So if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay I'll be featuring in our next video.